You're blue this time.
I know.
Blue.
No, I will get that.
Hey now, I'm Phil.
And I'm Carly.
And welcome back to our Road 2 series, where we're commentating on our games from the Catan Digital World Championship 2021.
And today we are commentating on my third game out of 5, potentially 6, depending on how desperate I get. I guess you'll see as you watch this series. But yeah, third game after...
A crazy second game.
It was super
to
fun.
say the least.
It was super chaotic. It was like, look, I'll be blunt. I played really poorly. I made a lot of silly mistakes. I think I said in the video that I snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
It definitely looked like you were the winner. You definitely looked like you were going to win there.
Yeah, and then I
multiple
just
times.
made mistake after mistake after mistake. So this game was played a full 36 hours later. The DWC being held over a weekend. I played 2 games on a Friday night. No, bad idea. Took Saturday off. Came back
A well-deserved
fresh.
break.
A well-deserved break. Came back fresh. Sunday lunchtime. Ready to dive in. Thinking I was being quite clever doing that. Because I was like, oh, Saturday will be the busiest day. No. Once again, stupid move. Which we will discuss further in future videos. But long story short, I was scrambling for games on the Sunday. But this one I connected to with relative ease.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was ready to sort of approach it with a more level-headed mindset.
You felt good going into it?
I felt good going into it.
Okay.
That means nothing in the long run, really. I can feel good going into anything, and it's all dependent on the dice in the game itself. But yeah, that is it. The first of a minimum of 3 played in quick succession was this one. But it was fun.
Right. So, we watch it?
I think so. Yeah, you'll get to also magically see my hair grow 6 inches. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Alrighty, let's roll. You're blue this time.
I know.
Blue.
No, I will get that actually. Sorry. I don't think I've been red yet at all, actually.
So where are you gonna go? So I would go.
I'm looking at that 8-5-10 that was the first one down. Green wasted absolutely no time.
Yeah, that 9-6, both spots are very good.
Yeah, they're primo for definite.
So I'm looking at the 5-8, 5-9-10 on the bottom right. That's good.
It is. It's a sweet spot because it does look like ore and brick are going to be your not your problem resources. I understand that there's an 8 on ore there as well, but look at those ore brick and what am I saying? I'm probably thinking to myself as I'm playing this right now that I need to get on a wheat. That's not an 11.
Yeah, the 4-3-8's good. Oh, still your turn, Carly.
Yeah, those are the 2 that I'm hemming and hawing between.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean,
because there's a sea of sheep and wood elsewhere. So in my head, I'm like, I'll get somewhere with sheep and wood and I'll have my resources covered.
Yeah.
And that's what I done did.
You're definitely, out of the available wheat, it's one of the better ones. The road going down towards the 10, yeah, because then if you can lock down that 8-10 coast, you're laughing. And then, yeah, you've got the wheat port, 3-1 port there. So you're looking for, there's good at 4-6-2 is a good one.
That is.
4-9-11 is probably the best.
Yeah, the 4-6-2 is me all over though, isn't it?
You love your 2s and 12s.
I don't. I just.
You do.
I feel that when I'm placing my settlements, that's what happens. That's what's available for me to get what I want. I've said this a million times. I always prioritize resources more so than number variation.
Yeah.
And that's stupid, and it's not the way to play the game. It never really works out for me.
Says the 2019 winner.
Was it 2019?
Or was it 2020?
It was 2018.
Oh, 2018.
Yeah, 2020 didn't happen. Remember that year that disappeared? Yeah.
And then Lynn was 2019.
Lynn was 2019.
So but you say it's not right, but you've won.
There's better ways to play is what I'll say. And there she goes. Predictable little madam.
Well, look, I mean, you needed the wooden sheep.
Yeah.
You have a wheat.
Oh, I can tell you now, I was swayed by the 6.
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, I'd be on a 6 and an 8. Oh, if only that 6 was, like, if the 8 is ore.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if the other one wasn't a wood, but you know.
Plus, I mean, red needs wood.
Red,
and if
who
you
is
went,
not me.
Who's not you. But if you went on the 4, 9, 11, I mean, they're definitely going to... You're giving them a great number for the resource they need.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have thought they were going to go in the 6, 5, 11. I would have thought they were going 11, 9, 4. But with their road, that's where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're looking for. So if the 6 are coming up, red's looking at a lot of sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And the wheat port, the sheep port, that's probably
right
why.
Right beside them. Yeah, they can easily build out to that.
Yeah, that's probably why they're gone. Because if they can get down to the 9, double sheep on a 6 and then a sheep on a 9.
Yeah, green got kind of snookered there, to be honest. But like green's on an 8 wood and could build northwards to the wood port, you know, so that's worked out. That could work out for him.
I think, yeah. But then, yeah, I think green is probably going the 11th. There we go. There we go, yeah. I mean, there's really no other. That and the 11, 4, 9 is the only spot on the board that was 3 hexes.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless he wants a coast. And, like, yes, he needs brick for the 9 brick. With the 12 wood, though, no good. So, it's pretty much his only option. So, blue. So, where are you going to go? Where are we looking? So, you want to get down to the 8-10 coast?
Yeah, 8-10 is going to be my priority just because there's more pips there than if I build out to the 6 through the 2. But remember, this is my 3rd game, and having only played 2, first game had 1 successful trade. Second game had lots more.
Wild trades.
Yeah, wild trades, but I knew that they weren't a guarantee. Because I think if we're being realistic, if we're playing primarily online with strangers as opposed to with friends, more often than not, trades would be less than they would be in person.
Sure.
So I'm saying that to excuse when I build the road towards the 6 instead of going down south. Do you know? Because that's what I'm thinking at the moment. I'm like, do I go for numbers and resources, or do I go for the ability to trade 3 to 1?
Gotcha.
Yeah, my impatience got really obvious in rewatching these games. It's like, oh, it's taking you 4 seconds to make up your mind.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Not a huge good numbers coming up for you.
No, ain't that the truth? Well, that's the thing. I'm on limited numbers. 2 of them are 4s, 1 of them is a 2. Yes, the other ones are 8 and 6s, but they're ore and wood, which I can do sweet FA with, to be perfectly honest. So when I said at the end of game 2 that things can really only go, get better, it's miraculous how wrong one person can be.
So what's red doing? Red hasn't done anything. Actually, not well, other than orange. But green's built a road and orange built a city. Mm-hmm.
Red's weighing up their options. They've got a hand that probably gives them the ability to do stuff, at the very least trade.
Yeah,
there you go, 4
a
greens.
couple of 6s, so they've got a good load of sheep, but then it kind of not a lot of anything else. There you go. There's a dev card in hand. Yeah. Do you do it?
Well,
no, you'd ask for the
brick.
Gotta ask.
I think maybe part of my mistake is, and I do this in real life as well, I'll be like, does anyone want X? And I almost don't. More often than not, I won't say what I want back. I'd rather see what everyone else has.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which you should do if you have Monopoly in your hand, obviously.
Yeah, big time.
But in the app, sometimes you're just not bothered coming up with a counter trade, especially when it's so early on and you're not desperate for resources. Yeah. So I think it's probably a better gameplay tactic for me in the future to at least say, look, I want this. And then if no one says yes, then I'll be like, okay, here's an ore, what can you give me? Yeah. So red played a knight, stole from orange. What else would you do? Orange is the only one who has a point.
Yeah. I'd like a perfect spot for you there.
I don't think I move it off the 5.
It shouldn't go anywhere
at
else.
All. Yeah, it's very obvious there.
And it's a wheat. Like, there's literally no better spot there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was fun while it lasted.
So, yeah, well, 9's good too.
I'm more looking at the city as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. God, knights all round.
Knights all round, yeah. No other dev cards in hand yet either, throughout all 4 of us, because I think that's partially why I didn't buy a dev card in my last turn there. I think if other people had them, I might be like, oh, there's a second night, maybe if I want to stay in the game for largest army, I should get one. But I didn't, because obviously that wheat and sheep can be used to build a settlement.
Yeah. See, I think Red's getting stuck with not a lot of the same.
Yeah.
They've no wood. They don't seem to be asking for trades.
I mean,
there we go.
Red went first, so you know, first and last placement, and I mean, just got good numbers, but the other placements did sort of limit him a little bit, you know.
I think Red was banking more on no one building, where Green's second one was the 11-9-3. So he's like, oh, I'm going to lock up the sheep, where in hindsight he probably should have built on the 9-4-11.
I got you, yeah.
Because he would have all the resources, and okay, no one would be able to build on the 6-5-10, but of 6-5-11, but he wouldn't be in a position now not being able to build.
Totally. There you saw my fear settling in, which was, do I go for pips or do I go for the ability to trade with myself, essentially? And justified for a reason.
Well, I mean, you got a settlement in hand, so you're laughing. So it's not going to be, you're going to get, well, providing you don't get robbed, you're going to get it straight away. So it pays off, so it's cool. But it's always the other way. If you build down between the 8 and 10, nothing would have got rolled. You wish you would have won on the 6th coast.
Yeah.
It's into a moon, you know.
When I first started playing Catan specifically in 2012 or something, one of the very first rules that I broke that we didn't read because we were Egypts is we'd pick up settlements. We'd pick up resources for both of our settlements.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my hand is a classic playing Catan wrong starting move, which is settlement and a dev card. Pick up, yeah. Or road and a dev card at the very least. The first time I played it as well, I also didn't put 2 roads between each settlement. The board was littered and clustered. Did
you learn from the game, or did someone teach you?
The latter. I learned from someone who did not know how to play, but I was like, this is great. Yeah, I learned from a friend of mine who's a game designer, and got a lot of board games to sort of help him with designing his apps and his video games. And he taught me, boom, there we go. He taught me how to play Catan, but didn't really fully know how to play it himself. Yeah, but I loved this bastardized version of it that he taught me and then bought it, and it's been a slippery slope. It's
just got more complicated since.
Yeah. If you want to play it on easy mode, you should definitely pick up for both of your starting settlements.
And one road. But I'd say these games would have been like 20 minutes long. Like real quick.
But this is like, I only played maybe 1 or 2 games that first night, went out and bought it and was like, oh.
Right, yeah.
I'm playing this way wrong.
Yeah, it's less like, you know, the way every household has its own Uno rules. Like
yes.
Different, depending who you play with, you know, whatever different cards you get played, they're like, oh, these are your rules.
It is so confusing, yeah.
Yeah, Uno seems to be a very much house rule game.
Very that, yeah.
But Catan, not so friendly, not so, you know.
No, it doesn't lend itself to modifications as much.
That's what I was trying to say, yeah, exactly.
There's also, but I'm a big fan of those house rules. Like, you have a house rule for Ticket to Ride where you introduce trading.
Oh,
which I've never played it like that because it just...
Well, that's only because I think Ticket to Ride's boring.
Oh my gosh.
It's just, there's no interaction. 4 people could play the game and not talk for 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's great.
Just don't,
It's different.
No, like, well, as in, like, get 4 friends, get your mates over, and now let's just not talk for 40 minutes. Oh, like, that's not, I don't know. I just wanted more interaction.
You are not an introvert. It's so... But we've missed some stuff here in that we're off. We're all like,
yes,
we're off the board now. I have my first settlement built, and we now have orange and green on 3 points as well. So we're just waiting for red.
Red's still not,
build that other road and
really
get their settlement
down. Really struggling. And interesting as well that they built their road between the 6 and the 5. Like, okay, to lock down potential longest road, but like, it'll be a long time before green would build between the 6 and 5 to block red.
Yeah.
You know, so as a red who needs to expand out fast, to waste a road between the 5 and the 6 so early. Like if they didn't build it there, they'd have a road between the 9 and the 12 now, ready for settlement.
It is a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas. Yeah, this is me now trying to introduce some enticing trades.
Yeah.
To get whet people's appetites, and I'm like, here you go, Red. You need some wood.
Yeah.
I need a brick.
Orange doing nothing since the city, buying dev cards and playing knights, but
yeah, and also Orange has played 2 knights and has a dev card in hand.
Yeah.
So Orange, we're like doing nothing, doing enough
with 14 cards, but yeah. I mean, they've got to do something. They need to get on to, well,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see another city coming very soon.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't be surprised. I played this game. It was a couple of weeks ago, okay? And there are a lot of games in between these as well.
I think if Orange doing that, I think I would have done the same. I'd build between the 8 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how the road and brick came, I would then build between the 5 and 2 and get the port.
Yes.
Because when a 5 is, if they settlement on the 5 ore, turn your settlement on the 5 wheat into a city, every 5 is rolled as city in hand.
Yeah.
So, and on the ore port. Like, things look very promising for Orange right now.
He's definitely in one of the nicer positions. I mean, Green is building around the desert, but lots of room for expansion there. Not great numbers. But like we were saying, Green could get on that wood port, and that could completely open up the game for him.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just like, can I have any number? Just any number. Any number that I'm on. I'd like a card. Just so I can start dreaming of some plans.
Just to look at stuff.
Yeah, just to have something in my hand. Holy gosh. And Orange picked up a lot of ore, a lot of wheat there, and has 2 development cards in hand.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here.
3 dev cards, Red. See, I think that's all they can do.
Yeah.
They like, but with 3, like, one of them should have been the year of plenty at least by now. I suppose Orange only gets that weed if Carly's robber isn't there. From Green, interesting. Any particular reason?
I'm not sure why I picked Green, actually. At this point as well, once again, it's still early days, and I like to, unless there's someone in the lead, I like to sort of hedge my bets and steal from people equally, because you don't want to pick on someone,
True.
Because I know that when someone focuses on me, I will remember.
Yeah, that was devastating for Red there, but Green building up there.
Green had to. Like, Green, that's where Green was going to go. Like I said, I could have seen Green going out to the 8, but tactically it makes more sense. Green's got longest road now. Like,
it's the perfect thing for Green, but Red, really, that road between the 6 and the 5 has come back to haunt them. Like, there's literally 1, 2. Red only has maximum 3 places to build from now on.
Yeah, they're really, really
all
locked.
On the coast, and the 8 is the only number they're going to gain after building the 3 settlements. And
not a bad number to gain.
Not a bad number to gain, but only after the 3rd settlement is they're going to get the 8, which is the wood. So, in my eyes, Red's out.
Red is continuing with their plan.
Yeah.
I mean,
but where are they going to? There's no way.
I think they might be going towards the 5 and the 2 on the bottom right.
5-2 or the
Where
port.
Where else can they go?
But to think that they need.
There's Largest Army.
Yeah, well, that was inevitable with Orange with the amount of dev cards. Jesus. But to think that Red will get 1, 2, 3, at least 3 wood before you build 1 road between the 5 and the 2. I think Red has never played Catan before.
I think I don't build that road.
You don't build the road?
I'm pretty confident I don't build that road.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Do you mean between the 4 and the 2? Because I'm
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Now,
meant orange
if
building
I
between the 5 and
could
the 2.
build down between the 4 and the 2, the 9 and the 2, and then around, if you will.
Yeah.
But I would not do something like that without 6 cards or a road building. I wouldn't try and do that without knowing I could do it.
Yeah, sorry, no, from you in the previous game being orange, I meant orange between the 5 and the 2.
Yeah, I know, it's complete.
I can't believe you haven't been red.
I know, it breaks my
in
heart.
any 3 games.
Breaks my heart. It's not an excuse, though. I have used it, so I got confused. I'm so used to being red.
Orange needs to build between the 5 and the 2 fast. Because they've just lost. Oh no, sorry. Green has lost along this road. If red pulls this out of the bag, I'm going to be shocked.
Very similar to my second game as well. Like, when Brown won that, they
Red
just
could be doing a brown.
snuck up from behind.
Oh, here we go. It has to be a road. Or a settlement on the 3-8. I doubt it. It's got to be a road.
No, I'd say it's a settlement myself. A wooden brick. Oh,
There we go.
There it is, yeah.
No, he had to.
I'd be very upset if I was red now. Or not upset, but at least feeling a bit defeated.
I don't think red's really thinking. As in, I think red had lost the run of himself.
Yeah, they're reacting as opposed to planning.
Yeah. The only planning I see red doing was building between the 6 and the 5. And
Yeah.
that was the wrong plan. In my eyes. I think I've said like 4 times now.
What were you thinking?
Red, if you're watching, get in contact. Tell me what you were thinking.
Like, we're slagging them off. I'm sitting here in last place. Just like,
But you've got the potential.
hey
You
guys.
haven't boxed yourself in.
No,
what I mean?
but I haven't expanded.
True, but that's down to the numbers.
I think a dev card would have served me quite well. Even if I played 2 nights. I played 2 nights. But I think anything but a night would have served me a little bit better,
True.
if you will, you know?
I mean, yes, but it's only the only reason you haven't expanded is because your numbers haven't come up. Where red needs wood and has wasted 5 wood on building random roads.
Yeah. And there was my 3-to-1 trade to get the city there.
Perfect.
3-to-1s are handy. There they are. I guess I could have offered 1 wood and 1 ore for a wheat there and seen if someone would give it to me.
But it's already paid off.
Yeah.
There's an 8 straight away. Green has to take the longest road back. He must.
It'd be funny if Green wrapped around the 9. They won't. I don't think. Well, maybe. It would be funny if Green could 1, 2, 3. God,
Yeah.
build 4 roads. It'd be cold. It'd be mean. Would be great.
As in, well, I mean, all they have to do is build 2 roads. If they get to Sheeport, like Green's in a great spot. Green's in the 6 and the 9.
I mean, if they could
wrap around and build on the 10 port.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
That's screaming to me. Yeah, that's like red has been replaced by an AI.
Red, yeah. Red has left the game.
That's an interesting question I didn't think of because spoiler, this didn't happen in any of my games, but what if an AI is replaced and wins?
And I think you get the points of the AI. I think it classes as a win. When I played in that tournament, someone asked if I got booted, what's going to happen? And you got the scores of your AI.
Right, yeah, like it makes perfect sense. It's just really disheartening for everyone else that you played against.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it would be terrible if you were like on 9 and then lost. Crazy if you were like on 3. Like if red left now and the AI ended up winning.
Yeah.
That's, to come in to clean up his mess.
So red's building around the 9, which I think is a smart move because if they can get 1 settlement on the sheep port, like look, it can only be beneficial since they've got the 2 settlements and the 6 sheep, but it also means they only have to build 1 more road out to the right before green does, and then they have 2 settlements out there. They're making the most of what little of the board is still available to them.
Yeah. Which really isn't anything. Because if green goes up between the 10 and the 8.
Yeah. No, they're really on both sides. It's. I feel like red versus green are having their own little side game, where they're just praying.
I think red's just fighting with himself over where to build all these roads, and green's just watching this guy panic in the corner. The green's just been on a steady road, just going out, making everything count.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the numbers really haven't been good to you.
No, once again, I'm just sort of...
Orange too.
I feel like AI at the moment.
Orange obviously has way more dev cards, but like
yes.
Building on the board, you've only built one settlement more than Orange.
Mm-hmm.
You both got cities, both built 2 extra roads.
But between like dev cards, he's accrued and played
he's smashing
6. Like we don't know how many of those are.
Well, he could be on 8.
Victory points, exactly. Yeah, totally good.
In one of the games in the ICA we're playing against this guy, and he wasn't too familiar with Catan, and he was buying loads of dev cards, and I think he was on 5 points at the time, and at one point he was just like, what do I do with these? And just flipped over 3 victory points, and we were like,
you give them to me.
You're not meant to turn them over, but you've suddenly become a threat, because you go from 5 to 8 straight away. It's like, oh shit. So yeah, that was funny. Can't remember if he won anyway, but yeah, to suddenly look at 3 victory points,
it's a lot.
Back on the 5.
So my reasoning behind that is that I want a settlement.
Yeah, but you could do the 3 to
exactly. Yeah,
but you got
a very expensive settlement, I might add.
But to get an 8, you get all 3 back.
Yeah,
like
and also I'm thinking that the 10 will only be beneficial.
Oh,
but
boom.
That being said, not a huge amount of 10s rolled overall, you know?
Yeah, true.
As evidenced by the lack of cities between green and red.
Look at this. So when you upgraded that to a city, an 8 was roll straight away.
Yeah.
Then you build a settlement, 8 was roll straight away. And there's another, in 2 rows you got a city.
Thank God, I needed it.
Like, that's great. Okay, providing Orange isn't sitting on 8.
There's hope.
I'd be very, very happy. Because I mean red.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Red's on 3 on the board.
There are 8 dev cards left. Have you ever played a game IRL or online where the dev card pile has completely run out?
Yeah, big time. In games like this where someone is like between red and orange, that's all they can do.
Mm-hmm.
So on games like this, it really only happens when you can't do anything else, because no one's building settlements and buying dev cards and building cities, because you can only really do one or the other with the amount of resources you're going to earn. So the fact that 2 people are kind of stuck and only getting sheep, or wheat,
it makes sense
that's why it's just getting cards left, right and centre. But yeah, it doesn't happen often.
No, I don't think it's ever happened in a game I played.
Has it never happened in any of our games?
In our games, no.
God. It probably, but if it would have, we probably would have remembered. Have you ever run out of resources?
Oh, yeah.
I think we...
Yeah, that has happened, yeah.
Yeah. And then because I remember one game we were playing with friends of ours, and we all got lots of wheat, and Bev that we were playing with played a Monopoly, got all the wheat. So there's 19 wheat in the game, I think, and she had every single one.
That's how you play a Monopoly.
That is how you play a Monopoly. That's the pristine
way to play Monopoly.
So has Red been able to use the sheep board now that it's there? Now that he's got it, I haven't seen him. Orange is just throwing out those knights.
If you've got them, you may as well secure your largest army, because, like, as you were saying, not all of us, but a lot of dev cards are being bought.
Yeah.
So there's always the chance of that being stolen. So if they're in your hand, just lock it down. Lock it down while you have the chance.
And it's not often that you see everyone has played a minimum of 2 knights.
Yeah, no, that is weird. That never happens. So it's generally the safest option there, I think.
Like, even though Orange has 4 knights, right now, largest army is up for grabs for anybody, which is a rare thing. So you're trading before you build, just to see.
Yeah, just to see what I can get,
Yeah, because definitely no one's going to trade. Oh, No one's going to trade with you after you build your city.
Yeah.
Smart move. So are we... Yeah. What are we thinking? More roads?
Yeah, more roads, but it's where to put them. So
I'd go around...
what I think I'm thinking there is, should I just build that city, or should I... Because I would have had enough resources to build down on the 2 and block. Well, it just means Orange would have just had to have built an extra road around the 5.
True.
And they'd lose the 3 to 1. So I enjoy being able to build a road in a settlement when I need to do that. Now, at this point, I am bricking it.
Yeah.
That's the sacrifice. That's the risk you take. You know, I'll risk it for a biscuit. Maybe a 7 won't come up, and I'm like, a 7 better not come up.
But the cards, the resources that you have to lose 6 cards, you're still left with a great thing.
Yeah,
Like, you're not
hand.
screwed. You can still get 2 roads out of it.
There it is.
Move. So me, I'd get rid of all the ore and 1 wood. Oh, and 1 more. Oh, then a sheep. Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah. I think in my head, I'm like, I have a city and a settlement around a 6 wood.
Yeah.
If I get rid of it, it's the thing that's most likely to be replenished, other than the ore. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'll ditch
true.
that ore very quickly.
True. Yeah, you're right, because your only sheep is a 2.
Yeah, and it has not been great for me so far.
I think I was more focused, I was thinking of the roads.
Yes.
Where I can just, because like with the longest road being 7, like it's not...
It's stealable.
It's
and,
definitely stealable.
You know, it's stealable, and he's not getting it a huge amount longer. He's maxing it out at 10.
Oh, green. I didn't notice green building on the 10. Red's gone. Red's out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Red can only hope that out of the 6 cards that are left... Well, actually, he can't win.
Red could build...
Oh, but sorry.
3 cities.
He could
win.
build cities, sorry. Yes, no, you're right. But with the 10s... It doesn't mean barely any 10s.
Yeah, there has been barely any 10s.
It doesn't mean they're not going to come up in the future. I don't know. I'm going to stop ragging on Red here now, because I feel like Red, I'm sure you're a nice guy,
What were you thinking?
but just
No, I got you.
wasn't the best.
I'm just,
Oh, there we go.
I'm
There's
just
a 10.
annoyed at myself. More
4.
so, because it's like, what are you doing? You could have built a road at least. Like, and now look at you. Now you just have to ditch 4 cards. You know, it's...
That was a
mistakes were
great
made.
Monopoly by Orange.
It was, yeah, that's a bore, yeah.
He's got.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Look how mad green is. Ooh.
He's got to build a city after that. Surely he's got all the trading he can get now.
Okay, so Red just picked up a dev card there. 2 in hand. I think it was safe to say that if he did
Or
have a victory
orange.
point, you know, it was just the 1. Excuse me, you're dead right. Orange. At this point, I'm just getting so used to throwing resources back in the bank when I should have built.
Roads. Yeah, you'd have a good few roads now.
I would have a good few roads there, Phil. Yeah, you're dead right. Yeah, that's
Prodding
an
that.
astute observation. This is the Sunday afternoon.
The first game.
Completely sober. Just not doing my best. I can actually play this game. I'd like to put that out there.
Yeah, but again,
I have won off occasion.
2018 winner. Oh. But again, the numbers just haven't been good for yourself. You know what I mean? For yourself, you're on a good set of like.
I think I'm on an okay set of numbers. Once again, an 8 and a 6 are good, but then there's 2 4s, a 2, and then a 3 and a 10. You know.
Yeah.
Oh God. And right now, I'm like, please don't roll a 7. Please don't roll a 7. Please don't roll a 7. Just let me build some flipping roads.
You want a 4. Oh, I would have done that.
I didn't. No, in my head, I'm like, I'm building 4 roads.
Because you could have built 3 roads in a settlement.
And a settlement, yeah.
And then, yeah. Ooh,
Because
providing
that's
there's
the
no robber.
Yeah, I would have been able to steal the road, obviously, because it would have only, it would have been 1 less Even with that, yeah.
Oh God.
It is brutal. Absolutely brutal.
So now it wouldn't make any difference if you did do that trade. But wow, it's pretty relentless on you. I get how much I was banging on about red. I would not have thought that you were just 1 point ahead of them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm Red's in the game.
Red I expected to finish the game on 2.
No. Red is in the game at the very least.
Well, struggling.
Struggling, yeah, but so like I'm not blocked in and I'm struggling as well, so.
I mean, it is just a matter of time before someone takes Long's Road off him. And then he's back down to 3. So he needs to...
There's a part of me as well that's like, just not on red, but on orange. Surely he is just bulling at how many of his dev cards have been knights.
Yeah.
I mean, he secured largest army. There's no one taking that, but at one point I think he had 4 dev cards unturned, and we were like, he's on 8, but...
Yeah. But he could be on 8 still, but yeah, it depends.
I built 2 roads, and I can't even describe to you how happy that made me.
Yeah. Just to get them out of your resources. Just get rid of your resources.
Get them on the board. Get them on the board.
2 roads you should have built like...
Exactly.
9 rotations ago.
And in this, building up to the... While you're building on the desert, I have a 3-to-1 port, and...
Oh yeah, no, 11-4 all the way.
I just want another number to add to my to add to the list.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where I would have gone. Because then you could potentially come back round down to the 8. Mm-hmm, now I'd go around the 8 from the bottom to get the wheat
port.
But
yeah.
No, it's definitely because now. Well, unless green builds on the 11-12, you can still build there. Where if you built on the 4-11 coast, it would take you 3 to get up.
Yeah.
Definitely the better spot. So, right. Well, I mean, it was going to happen. Red was never holding on to that. Orange there saying, come on now. See, there's no real good spaces to... Well, he wants to put it on green because... yeah. Oh, and a knight. To be on 4 knights and not have largest army
not
is
be
so
anywhere
rare.
near it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There are 2 dev cards left.
2 dev cards. So that means... That's, 2... And there's 5 points out there.
And I'm just like, can I have some resources? I feel like whenever I have like a nice hand of resources in this particular game.
Are you going to buy Dev? Oh, sorry. Well, will you have them?
Yeah. What happens is I immediately lose them, or I lose them before it gets around to my turn for me to build them. There's nothing more depressing than seeing 3 cards go to all 3 of your competitors, and you're just like, wish I was on a 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I won't lie, what happened?
So... Whose turn? Was that orange?
Yeah.
So orange... Right, so orange did it. But they built.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back here. Orange were on 7.
But at this point,
2
they had
dev
2
cards,
dev
2
cards,
points. Wow. And build that settlement on the 5.
And that's it.
Like, loving Catan Universe, but one of the things is when it's over, it's you don't know what's going on straight away.
The person who won knows.
Yeah, the person who won knows, of course, but just, I don't know, hold a beat just so everyone can see you counting up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
As in seeing him turn into 10. Like, because he was on 8 when everything disappeared, and then he comes back and he's 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. That was very opposite to the last game.
It was worse.
It was, well, opposite as in less fun.
Yeah. I played crap, but I didn't enjoy myself, as opposed to the last game where I played crap but had a really good time.
Yeah, that was frustrating. The numbers just weren't kind to you.
Yeah, no,
So,
I'll say, like, look, it's a game of dice, so I'm always sort of very conscious of, like, you're at the whim of the dice there, but I did get hammered by some 7s.
Oh, the 7s.
Yeah.
And the dice were not. I mean, like, definitely I believe one of the main the main skill from playing Catan is learning how to deal with the resources you get.
Yeah,
and
knowing
how to
when
deal with
to ditch, because look, not every game is going to be. Yeah, you have games where there's feck all 7s, but they're so rare. That was there were some mistakes made. I was being too conservative with what I was doing, and I think if I just thrown down and gotten more pieces on the board, even if they weren't the pieces I had originally wanted, it would have benefited me. Like, I think if I'd have thrown some roads down a lot earlier, we would have. I may have finished on. I'm not saying I would have won that, but I might have finished on 7 or 8 as opposed to 6.
You mightn't have had longest road, but you wouldn't have lost everything.
Yeah. Plus, there's also something nice in making people think that you're coming for their longest road, even if it's just a random happenstance.
Just even the scare.
Put the pressure on, you know. Devastated for, like, as much as you ragged on Red and as unlucky as Red were, there's no denying that they played with what they had. You know, they were doing well for a period.
Yeah.
Until they could do well no more.
Wow. So because it was definitely, because like with in relation to where you start and the skill of the game as well, it's like you can, like, we've both won games on the worst numbers and lost games being on the best numbers.
Oh, 100%.
So there is definitely a skill of where to place, but when you've placed, it's the other skill is dealing with what you're given.
Yeah.
And that sometimes it would be tough, and you just couldn't. What could you done? Built if you could, but you didn't really have enough resources for the first half of the game. Maybe you didn't have many resources to even do anything with.
Yeah, that's game 3. There's more to come. Maybe I'll win one eventually. That'd be nice, eh?
Hopefully.
That'd be cool.
There's 2 left anyway, at least.
So we'll
see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully there's a win there somewhere.
You know, separate to the competition and stuff, at the end of my tournament, like when I finished all my games, you know, when you play a lot of Catan and you're like, oh man, I've overdosed. I'll just play one more for fun. Which I didn't record. Absolutely crushed it. One of the best games I played in a really long time. Yeah. There's no recording of it, obviously, because I did it for fun and it wasn't part of a tournament.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Yeah.
But that's how it goes.
Oh, that's annoying.
One of the better ones. Anyway.
So that's Carly. That's your third game.
That is my third game, but these aren't just my games that are available. There's plenty more. So
come back next time for Carly's game, and in the meantime, you can check out my games and Lynn's games.
Yeah. Who are arguably much better players than me.
We'll see.
Watch them, find out.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.
Bye-bye.